Here's how much I spent on gas driving my brand new Porsche 911 cross country from Washington DC to San Diego, California. I took delivery of this car 3 weeks prior, so it only has 100 miles on it. And I'm on a solo mission to reach my destination in 5 days, covering 2,700 miles. First step was to get the car ready. I did my oil change, installed the valve controller, and finally installed the roof box to hold everything that I need on my digital nomad journey. Day 1, I drove from DC to Nashville, Tennessee, covering 633 miles and spent $107 on gas. Day 2, drove from Nashville to Dallas, Texas, covering 669 miles and spent $123. Now, the reason I went to Dallas was because I wanted to stay south as far as possible to avoid any bad weathers due to my summer tires. Day 3, continued to hug that southern border. I drove from Dallas to El Paso, Texas, covering 634 miles and spent $60 on gas. Unlike the days before, I did not fill up my tank at the end of the day because I had some time to sleep in and get some breakfast the next day. On day 4, I drove from El Paso to Tucson, Arizona, covering 400 miles and spent $126 on gas. Even though I started my trip a bit later in the day, I arrived in Tucson much earlier than expected, so I got a chance to catch the beautiful sunset at Gates Pass. Day 5, the last stretch. I drove from Tucson to San Diego, California, covering 411 miles and spent $54 on gas. And I finally made it on time to get my keys to my apartment for the next 2 months. But the journey continues. The next day, I drove 250 miles just for fun with the local Porsche club, but that's a story for another time. In total, I averaged 20 miles per gallon, covering 2,700 miles, bringing my total spent on gas to $472. What car would you take on a cross-country road trip? And tag that one person you would take with you. Finally, follow me so we can hit 100,000 followers in 2026 so I can take my 911 to Alaska.